You are listening to WRKE 100.3 LP.FM Salem, streaming live online at WRKE.org, and on the TuneIn app, just search for WRKE. Now, onto the LP.M Music Showcase with me, Nico, and today, I'm just going to be playing my third variety hour, which is basically where I just take a collection of songs that I've just been listening to for the past few months or that I want people to know more about and then just play it because I'm going to be graduating in a few weeks and I don't know when the last day will be. So I'm just going to take this opportunity to go through just a bunch of songs from different albums that I won't get the chance to cover. And later on you're going to have even more. I'm excited for this. But today was just supposed to be something very special, but unfortunately, if you've heard the news, and if this goes out to the patio by Colquitt, maybe I'm not the one who's supposed to tell you this first, but if you are a fan of comedian Gilbert Gottfried, he has unfortunately and suddenly passed away today, April 12, 2022, from a medical condition and complications that he's been fighting for the past few years, apparently. So it's very unfortunate that we lost a great comedian. He will be missed, and I guess this one will go out to Gilbert Gottfried, who again, unfortunately, we've lost a great man. But I do not want to damper on sadness. I just want to let's think of it as like a celebration of Gilbert Gottfried's life, because he's done so much already. He's already impacted so many people with his recognizable voice. So we might as well just celebrate it instead of grieving over the fact that he's gone. So I have a set list here that I want to play with. But this is completely unrelated to Gilbert Gottfried because I just found out about the news just a few hours ago. So it has nothing to do with Gilbert Gottfried, but I just want to, I guess, dedicate the time that I am here to acknowledge that, to acknowledge him in some way. But I'm going to go onto the playlist. So I will be playing, the first song that I'll be playing is from Yellow Magic Orchestra, who I covered Solid State Survivor for. So yeah. If you people know about the city pop from the Japanese 80s, during the bubble economy during that time, then this was during that era. And for those of you who don't know Magic Orchestra, they're a very influential electronic band. And I guess this was their most commercial song back in 1982, I believe. It went number 2 on the Japanese Hot 100. So here it is. This is Kimi ni Mune Kyun. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but here it is. Very catchy song. Yep, YMO, Yellow Magic Orchestra. Now, I'm confident that that's their only song that sounds like that, that's that bubbly, because all their other stuff, their whole discography is very hard hitting synth work. But yeah, Yellow Magic Orchestra are very influential to electronic music in general, so definitely check them out. So the next one, hopefully a fair amount of you know who this is. This is Jeff Buckley's Grace. And I've recently been getting into Jeff Buckley's music, especially the title track for this album. It's hard hitting, it's amazing. He was taken too soon, unfortunately. He passed away in 1997 because he accidentally drowned. But he only released one album during his lifetime, and that turned out to be, well, I mean, that's the only one that we can look at that's complete. So he is the son of famous folk cult singer-songwriter Tim Buckley back in the 1960s, whose music is also amazing. Definitely check him out. But Jeff Buckley's music is more prominent within here now, and he's influenced so many people. I can't name off the top of my head. He's influenced Muse, Coldplay, Adele. Just his style and everything has influenced so many people. So he's more well known because of his cover of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah, which popularized that version. But right now I want to play my personal favorite track, which is, again, as I mentioned, the title track to this, which is Grace. He's putting his whole heart into it, and he has insane vocal control as well. So here it is. This is Jeff Buckley's Grace. Ah, wow. Who can sing like that? No, I mean, there's probably a lot of people who can sing like that, but it's very hard to. I mean, everybody can be individualistic, but it's very hard for to copy the inflection that because I mean Jeff is very influential, I'm sure, to alt rock during this time, because this was the era of grunge with Nirvana and everybody else, and a lot of people I'm sure a lot of people were just very didn't know if they could reach in because they didn't have that kind of sound, and then here comes Jeff Buckley with this very soft voice that could also reach those high notes of like E5. So yeah, he's just changed everything during that time, and it's a shame that he only came out with one record. But with what we have, at least we'll play that for who knows how long, until the Earth explodes. Has anybody else had that thing where like when you learn in science class in fourth grade that the Earth or something would explode in 4 billion years, or like the Betelgeuse black hole would swallow up the solar system in like a few billion years from now, and everybody's like, oh no, oh no, I can't go yet. It's I don't know why it always scares me. It's just that paranoia you have when you hear it, and you're like, well, we're so insignificant to this thing. How are we gonna run from it? You could always take a car and run from the black hole. Anyway, so the next song is from The Weeknd's Dawn FM, which is his new record. And I see, looking at the Spotify statistics, that a lot of you are still listening to Blinding Lights. I love that song too, but there's another great album here that's probably better than After Hours Staring at You in the Face that was released like 4 months ago. And it's got track after track after track. It's all great stuff. So this is the second to last track because this was narrated by Jim Carrey, but the second to last track is called Less Than Zero. It's probably one of the best tracks on this record, so if you're one of those people who doesn't listen to albums, definitely listen to this one specifically along with the others like Sacrifice and Out of Time and Gasoline, Take My Breath, How Do I Make You Love Me, all those. There's actually a lot of different stuff, so definitely check out this whole record actually. So here it is. This is The Weeknd's, or whom I like to call by his first name, This is Less Than Zero. So yeah, that was Mr. The. Apparently, with After Hours and Dawn FM, that is the beginning of a new trilogy. And I'm assuming by this new trilogy, it's going to be another 80s inspired to maybe 90s inspired thing. Who knows? Because before, the original trilogy was his first debut mixtapes, which was House of Balloons, House of Balloons, Thursday, and I forgot the name of the other one. The Weeknd. Let me look it up. Okay, so it was. Yep, it was House of Balloons, Thursday, and Echoes of Silence. So that was the original one, and that's sort of that was just the sound that he's been using and playing with, setting up the ambience and everything for about up until. I mean, I think it's still present, but After Hours was pretty much the last time we really heard that sound for something that was very consistent. I think that was that goes to Beauty Behind the Madness or Starboy. But then again, Starboy was also leading into more of that dance, the dance element. So we can't wait for that new trilogy. Apparently, The Weeknd is going on tour with Doja Cat, and apparently there's another festival where both of them and a bunch of other high-profile artists will be playing, and Joji will be there. He'll come out of his cocoon eggshell of not playing live ever since, I think, December or November was the last time he played live. But thankfully, we'll be able to hear more Joji and Doja Cat and more of Mr. The. Do you think he'll get mad if something were to happen and if I were to interview him? If I just go, "How are you, Mr. The?" Do you think he would get mad? That's not a question. All right. Anyway, so the next song is by Nick Drake, famed singer-songwriter Nick Drake, who never found fame while he was alive, but has grown into critical acclaim and is now considered one of Britain's greatest songwriters. So, so right now we're going to play one of his most famous tracks, which I think has been used in a bunch of movies ever since. This is a lot of Nick Drake's music tends to delve into human emotions and some aspects of depression or just melancholy. But this is one of, if not the only song by Nick Drake, or just one of the few in which it deals with just pure happiness. And it's a very beautiful song. It's got some guests on it too. John Cale of the Velvet Underground plays electric viola and I think organ. So that's cool. So here it is. This is Nick Drake's. This is one of his most famous songs, along with Pink Moon. It's Northern Sky. If you've heard it in a movie or somewhere, then definitely, I don't know, drink water or something. That's how you know. All right, here it is. This is Nick Drake's Northern Sky. Hopefully, Nick Drake has found happiness towards the towards the near end of his life, because he passed away in 1976 through bouts of depression, but nobody knew how to handle it back then, so um, it was just handled in the worst way possible. But this is just one of the few moments in which we'll see that Nick Drake is making unapologetically happy music. And we hopefully we could have heard more of that, but with what we have of those three amazing albums, then that's all there is to it. So the next song is by famed Don McLean, who made American Pie, and this is by the same. This is on the same record. It's his second most famous song, and I think I might like it a little bit more than American Pie. It's Vincent. It's about Vincent Van Gogh, and Don McLean is just an amazing lyricist. So definitely worth a listen. Actually, I'm just going to play it here regardless. So this is Don McLean's Vincent. So, just like Vincent van Gogh, or I guess I should say, yeah, um, just like Nick Drake or just like Vincent van Gogh, vice versa, neither found fame within their lifetime. And the lack of their success has led to their deteriorating mental health. And later on, that's when they started to find success. Now, Vincent van Gogh is now known as one of the greatest painters and artists of the, I forgot which era, but he solidified himself as such. And Don McLean, as I mentioned, is a great melodicist, a great songwriter, just able to paint and reference the works of Vincent van Gogh himself in such a great way. So, glad he's still alive. Glad he's still making music, I think. I think he's still making music. I don't know for sure. But right now, back to Ginger Root. I'm going to keep plugging Ginger Root until the end of this because I really like his music. And unfortunately, I did not get a chance to see him. I probably won't get a chance to see him live. He and the band, which is Cameron Liu, Matt Carney, and Dylan Hovis, their last stop is going to be in May in New York. And I am from that metropolitan area. So hopefully I will be able to go there if the schedules don't, intervene with each other. It'll be at night, so probably not. But we'll see. So anyway, here it is. This is more of Ginger Root. I don't remember which songs I played. I can look back and see. So I think I played. I don't think I played "Call It Home." I really like that song. So if I played it, I'm sorry, but here it is. This is Ginger Root's "Call It Home" from the Mahjong Room album.
Who will be waiting for me?
Yes. That's great. Okay. Yeah, again, hopefully, I'm just going to keep repeating this until it's like I'm beating a dead horse. Just, please repress it. Or no. They're a small group. It's okay. Stop monopolizing for all of you big wigs at Columbia and Sony. Stop monopolizing vinyl record plants, and please just let the indie artists just do their thing and print more. Thank you. Okay, anyway, this next song is a little weird. I wonder who made it. It's weird. There's no title to it. It's just called Kenopsia. I wonder who it is.
One man walks into the light, or all that's left that can cast a shadow. To each his own. To hide what is or isn't. Do we know what's left behind? Can we tell what's still alive? Foundation. To each their own. Untouched by passage of time through limbo in nevermore. A voice without any sound, a conversation where no one listens. To each their own. It's something we can't control. Instilled, it's best left alone. It's human nature to just abandon when all is done. Or is it through intentions? Is there some value in wealth? These physical manifestations of nothing. To each their own. They'll hide what is or isn't. To stay the rest of its life until it's taken by Mother Nature and lost again. Into the night, they wonder how many more will follow. To each his own. It's memories out of our sight. You're only dead when you're not remembered. Unspoken truth. What is this cold reality?
Okay, if it wasn't obvious, that was bad at keeping that, but I did that. I made that song. It's cool. Yeah, I wrote that song and I finally put it on Spotify. It's the only song that's on my Spotify though. 'Cause what was it? I uploaded it a year ago, and I haven't been really consistent, but I'm working on an album this year, so hopefully that'll come out soon. Yeah, that's the song is called Kenopsia. I wrote it back in like 2019, 2018, because I had the riff, and then I had that first part, and then I just gradually started to piece it together. I had it written for a while. I just, I didn't have the time to really track it until like last year, because I was in between. I would always record it at night because my room is right above my mother's, so she'll be able to hear when I play guitar or sing. So I would always take my stuff into my sister's room, which is bigger, nicely, and that's where I would play all the instruments there. So yeah, you can expect more from me. I'll make some more music. I won't be able to promote it at the college since I'll be graduating, but that's all there. Spotify doesn't have a good pay rate. It's very small. And also you just have to file a tax form under it, but it's all covered immediately. I know tax season is coming up, and I'm okay. It's all covered. They just wanted to fill in with the form so that if it hit a certain quota, they would calculate the rate, and my rate is 0 because it makes nothing, absolutely nothing. I'm disappointed, but it is what it is. I have to market that song, or just make some more songs, so that I have a backlog that people can look at. So yeah, that was my song Kenopsia, and I'll make more stuff in the future, as mentioned. But anyway, so let's go on to another one. This is also Ginger Root, but it's a cover. He's doing this thing. He did this thing called toaster music, where basically he played a bunch of covers inside of his van and drove around like where he lives, which is like Orange County, California. And he would basically just go around and play and just do all these things in public where people would look at him like, what is this guy doing? And I'm going to do something like that over the summer. I'm going to take my car and instruments and then just go around my little tiny town, by the local library after my job, if the schedule fits, and then they'll be like, what is he doing? I'm basically going to do that. Unfortunately, he doesn't do the toaster music thing anymore because, unfortunately, it totaled because his mother was driving it, I believe, and then a drunk driver hit it. Thankfully, she's not harmed. But yeah, the toaster is wrecked. So we don't know where it is. I don't think he even knows where it is. The last picture we saw of it that Cameron uploaded was that it was just dragged away. But rip toaster. I'm going to carry on that legacy, and we're just branch off and do my own thing with the toaster thing and make covers inside of my car and go out in public and do something about that. But anyway, this is Ginger Root's cover of Birds of a Feather by Mocky. I feel like I've heard this song before. He's pretty famous, but I haven't listened to his music much. But Cameron has covered it, and this was in the first Toaster Music. And I really do like that cover. It's very, what's the word? It's very sincere, I guess. Very natural. Just not trying to put up any fronts with any production or anything. It's just him and just this little set of equipment. And I think that's very nice. That's just what Toaster Music's all about. So it looks like it's about to rain, but this is Ginger Root's cover of Mocky's Birds of a Feather from his first Toaster Music album.
1, 2, 3. The rain came through my treetop, and it washed away oh so many things. Things I didn't know that I went through. Things I didn't know until I met you. Now I'm learning the hard way. Learning the hard way. learning the hard way to be true. Now I'm learning the hard way. Birds of a feather flock together, and if we got a problem, talk together. So let's head down south, escape the fair weather. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh. Birds of a feather flock together, and if we got a problem, talk together. Let's head down south, escape the better weather. So whoa, oh, whoa, oh. Rain came through my treetops and blew away oh so many things. Far above the breeze where we once flew, far beyond the breeze where I met you. 'Cause now I'm learning the hard way, learning the hard way, learning the hard way to be true. Now I'm learning the hard way. Birds of a feather flock together, and if you got a problem, flock together. So let's head down south, get the fair weather. So oh, 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 oh. Birds of a feather flock together, and if you got a problem, flock together. So let's head down south, get the better weather. So oh, 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 oh. So feather rock together. So if we got a problem, talk together. So let's head down south, escape the fair weather. So oh, 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 oh. Birds of a feather rock together. If we got a problem, talk together. So let's head down south, escape the fair weather. So oh, 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 oh. Birds of a feather rock together. If we got a problem, talk together. So let's head down south, escape the better weather. So oh, oh, oh,
You ever look at an indie artist or somebody and think, oh man, they have to pay taxes? Because I'm just thinking, with independent musicians, they just, they have to, do they have to calculate the tax themselves, or does it just automatically go through? Well, regardless, whatever they use and whatever things they get, like you can buy a certain amount of CDs or some things like that. Maybe there's some aspect or circumstance in which they can use a variable as a tax write-off. Anyway, so the next song that I want to talk about is from one of my favorite albums of all time. It's Stevie Wonder's Inner Visions. I'm a big Stevie Wonder fan, and I just like to play his music. I was thinking of reviewing Inner Visions, but I already reviewed Songs in the Key of Life, so there's a no-go on that. But regardless, I want to play one of my favorite songs from his and one of my favorite songs on this whole album in general. This is All in Love is Fair, which is just another testament to Stevie's great vocals and how powerful and strong they are. So this is it. This is All in Love is Fair, which is written by him. A huge majority of his songs during this period are written by him, and even up until now. So what a talented man. Here it is. Oop, no, we're not playing that. But anyway, I do like that song, but nope, we don't have time. So that was the variety hour for number 3, I think. But for next week, it's going to be variety hour number 4. And no promises, but my friend Curran, whose album I played last year, which was the jazz album If Only, has asked if he could come for an interview so I could discuss the album with him and everything. We're going to discuss something. I really want him to come on for the interview. But, yeah, we'll have to see. No promises. But it'll be another variety hour if not. And if everything does go well, the next week will be the interview. So that'll be that. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And next week, we'll see what happens. It'll be exciting or it'll be also exciting. But anyway, bye, everybody.